Here's a brand new piece of Bigfoot evidence that's blowing up online. A lot of people say they won't believe Bigfoot exists until an actual body is found. And now a group of hikers claims they may have uncovered exactly that. The footage is incredibly clear and filmed from up close, providing one of the best looks yet at the alleged creature. Take a look. The group is clearly stunned as what appears to be a Bigfoot-like creature lies motionless on the forest floor. I'll be honest, when I first watched the video, my initial reaction was that it looked like it could be a prop or an extremely convincing costume. That was just my first impression though, because a lot of viewers are convinced this footage could actually show a deceased Sasquatch. And to be fair, its body does look remarkably realistic. There are noticeable variations in the hair. Some patches appear lighter, others darker. Some areas are longer, while others are shorter. In a few spots, the fur thins enough to reveal the skin underneath, a detail commonly seen in real wild animals, and not something you'd typically expect from simple costume work. However, there's something about the face that gives me pause. To me, it almost looks too human, or even slightly cartoonish. The eyes are closed and the face appears wrinkled, covered in a gray, leathery-looking skin. There are other videos online showing people stumbling across alleged cryptid bodies as well, but none of those cases have ever been fully confirmed. So the big question remains, could this one be real? Honestly, I don't know. I'll let you decide. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This next unsettling video comes from a couple hiking in the woods. While exploring the trail, they decided to push deeper into an area they had never visited before. According to them, they were several miles in when something suddenly drew their attention. A massive, dark figure gliding effortlessly through the dense vegetation. What makes this video even more compelling is that it was recorded long before AI video tools existed, eliminating the possibility of digital fabrication. Whatever is captured here appears to be raw, unaltered footage. As the couple notices the creature, they freeze and begin filming, unsure of what else to do. Their whispered voices reveal pure shock at what they're witnessing. The massive, muscular figure continues forcing its way through the forest, then suddenly seems to notice them. Low, guttural growl can be heard. Moments later, the creature charges straight toward the hikers, growling aggressively. Panic erupts as the couple turns and runs, nearly dropping the camera in their escape. What happened after the recording ends has never been revealed. Did they manage to get away safely? Was the creature simply attempting to intimidate them? Or was it truly hunting them? All we know is that this remains some of the most chilling close-range footage ever associated with Bigfoot encounters. While reported attacks are considered rare, stories of aggressive encounters do exist. And just imagine the terror of being chased through the wilderness by a predatory creature that hasn't even been proven to exist, especially one as imposing as the figure seen in this video. It would have to be one of the most horrifying experiences a person could survive. Here's a new Bigfoot video emerging from the remote forests of Canada, recently highlighted on November 20th, 2025. The uploader explains, "I have two trail cameras, one aimed at a hillside and the other at a hilltop." He shares footage from both cameras. At first, the hillside camera shows nothing unusual, just some deer wandering around, but the hilltop camera tells a very different story. The footage first shows a hairy, bipedal creature moving through the background. It's partially obscured by dense vegetation and snow, but its overall shape and outline are still visible. The figure appears quite large, and a second angle gives us an even better look. As snow falls, the same upright figure becomes clearer, hunched over on a slope. Only its upper body is visible, but it shows the classic features of a Sasquatch: a domed head, powerful build, and hunched posture. The camera owner says he's captured numerous sightings like this across his rural property in Canada, and you may have seen some of his other videos. He claims that these Bigfoot-like creatures roam freely throughout his land, and judging by the footage, it's entirely possible. Canada is widely regarded as the Bigfoot capital of the world, with most reported sightings coming from there. Tall bipedal creatures are a common report in certain regions. Could this man's rural property be one of those so-called hotspots? Is he truly capturing these elusive beings on his trail cameras? Let me know what you think in the comments below. This next piece of Bigfoot evidence dates back several years, but it remains one of the most compelling cases. In 2005, a hiker on Silver Star Mountain, a rugged peak in southwest Washington, captured a series of photos that would later become known as the Silver Star Bigfoot images. The pictures didn't immediately go viral. Instead, they quietly circulated among hikers and Bigfoot researchers before eventually gaining wider attention. Over time, these photos became one of the most discussed mountain silhouette cases in the community. The photographer wasn't searching for anything unusual that day. They were simply enjoying a hike and taking scenic photos of snow-covered ridges and valleys. During the trip, they noticed a lone figure moving across an open patch of snow far below. Because of how remote the area was and how deep the snow looked, they snapped a few photos out of curiosity, assuming it was another hiker on a different route. It wasn't until later, after zooming in on the images, that they realized something didn't look right. The figure appeared bulky, upright, and moved with long, powerful strides. The isolation of the location and the harsh conditions only deepened the mystery. Who, or what, would be out there with no visible snow gear, no backpack, and no obvious equipment? The photos show a dark, human-shaped form crossing a wide snowy slope beneath the ridgeline. There's no sign of a trail, and no other people appear anywhere in the frame. The figure looks thick-bodied, with broad shoulders and a steady, elongated stride. Due to the distance, the subject appears mostly as a silhouette, rather than a clearly defined figure. But that very silhouette is what caught people's attention. To this day, the Silver Star Mountain photos remain unexplained. While they aren't perfectly clear, they're also not easily dismissed. The combination of stunning scenery, a remote setting, and a solitary, mysterious figure has kept these images alive in Bigfoot discussions for nearly 2 decades. This next Bigfoot sighting is particularly intriguing. 2 friends were driving side by side down a secluded forest trail, a routine adventure for them. They often took their off-road vehicle out to explore scenic spots and enjoy the outdoors. On this day, they were doing just that, driving, talking, and enjoying each other's company. They even decided to film their trip, thinking it would make a fun memory. But little did they know, this particular memory would turn out to be far more intense than they ever expected. As they drive and chat, an out-of-place figure suddenly appears in the woods. The driver keeps his eyes on the road, completely unaware of what's nearby. I couldn't find the exact date the footage was captured, but it was uploaded in 2021, long before AI-generated videos were common, so we know this isn't digitally created. When the footage is slowed down and examined closely, a Bigfoot-like creature becomes visible, moving effortlessly through the dense forest. Something unusual stands out about its arms. The left one stretches forward at an odd angle, while the right swings quickly and looks unusually thin. Video analysts suggest this is inconsistent with human movement. Skeptics, of course, argue it's just someone in a costume running through the woods. But the uploaders maintain their story, insisting they had no idea the creature was there until they reviewed the video. Believers point to the unusual arm posture as further evidence, claiming no human could move that way naturally. Whatever the truth, this mysterious clip keeps the Bigfoot legend alive, leaving us wondering, what really lurks in the forest? This next clip might be the clearest Bigfoot footage we've seen so far. It was originally recorded in July of 2023, but somehow slipped under the radar compared to other well-known sightings. In my opinion, it deserves way more attention, so I wanted to share it with you all. First, I'll play the original clip. After that, I'll slow it down, zoom in, and break down the full backstory so you can get the best possible look at what's going on. Check it out. The exact location for this video was never disclosed, but the man who filmed it said he was deep along a narrow forest trail. The path was reportedly surrounded by dense woods on both sides, the kind of environment many would consider the perfect hiding place for a Bigfoot encounter. At first, the filmer believed he was looking at a bear, which is why he started recording. But as he continued watching, he quickly realized it couldn't be a bear at all. The figure was far too humanoid in shape, more primate-like than anything else. The creature appears crouched low in the brush before rising to its feet and walking away upright with long, human-like strides. Bears simply don't move like that, nor do they share that kind of body structure. It seems as though the creature had been sitting perfectly still, trying to remain unnoticed. Once it realized it had been spotted, it stood up and headed deeper into the forest. When the footage is zoomed in, the fur appears tight against the body, the way it would look on a real living animal, not loose like a costume. Its build is thick, bulky, and extremely powerful, showing clear signs of heavy muscle mass. The broad shoulders and domed head match classic descriptions of Sasquatch-type creatures. You can also notice that when it turns to move away, one of its arms swings in a natural, pendulum-like motion, another detail consistent with genuine movement rather than a stage performance. So is this the clearest Bigfoot footage ever recorded? The sighting, the story behind it, and the video itself all come across as remarkably authentic. The man simply set out to film what he believed was a large bear, only to discover he may have captured something far more extraordinary, a possible glimpse of Bigfoot himself. A brand new Bigfoot video is taking the world by storm. Uploaded on September 2nd, 2025, the footage was captured by a powered paraglider flying over a remote, snow-covered mountain range. He often chose locations like this for their breathtaking beauty and demanding conditions. But on this flight, as he crossed the peak of a towering mountain, something unexpected appeared below, an unidentified life form caught on camera. First spotted the figure in the distance and decided to fly closer to get a better look. Turning on his camera, he recorded as he passed directly overhead. Later, he slowed the footage down to give viewers a clearer view. In the slowed clip, a dark, long-armed humanoid can be seen walking along the mountain crest. According to the uploader, its massive frame, unusually long arms, and steady bipedal stride suggest it's something non-human, while the creature shares the general build and appearance commonly associated with Bigfoot. Some viewers believe it could be something else entirely, possibly even a giant. Although science has never confirmed the existence of a living giant human species, stories and theories continue to circulate. Some claim that isolated groups of extremely tall, powerful humans live deep within remote mountain ranges, dense forests, or even underground cave systems. These legends are most often linked to the Himalayas, remote regions of North America, and parts of the Pacific Islands. During the 1800s and early 1900s, newspapers occasionally reported discoveries of so-called giant skeletons unearthed from mounds or ancient burial sites. Over time, some have blended giant folklore with cryptid lore, suggesting that creatures like Bigfoot or the Yeti could be surviving remnants of an ancient, oversized hominid species. So, what are we really seeing here? A giant, a Bigfoot, or something else altogether? Whatever the answer may be, the footage is both fascinating and unsettling, and it's sending the internet into a frenzy. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Bigfoot howls are often described as one of the most terrifying sounds you could ever hear in the wilderness. Those who claim to have encountered the creature say its vocalizations don't match anything known in the animal kingdom. The most common descriptions point to long, powerful calls that echo for miles, carrying a strange, layered quality, as if multiple tones are blending into a single voice. And that's exactly what these hikers experience. They were walking through an extremely dense stretch of Canadian forest just enjoying their hike, when unfamiliar sounds suddenly began echoing out from the distance. The noises were coming from quite a distance, so you really have to listen closely to catch them. Yet despite being far away, the sounds are surprisingly clear and realistic. There's a mix of deep tones and higher-pitched screeches, vocalizations that Bigfoot witnesses often describe. Many say these sounds feel too large to be human, and too complex to belong to typical forest animals. Sometimes the calls carry a strange resonance, as if powered by immense lung capacity. What really makes these sounds unforgettable, though, is the emotion they convey. Witnesses often describe them as loud enough to make the air itself seem to vibrate. The sounds feel heavy, suggesting a massive, intelligent creature, as if it's calling on purpose, rather than making random noises. And there's an unsettling quality to them, since they don't match anything familiar. So, did these hikers really hear a Bigfoot that day? If they did, they were fortunate to be so far from it and its territory, because who knows what might have happened if they had been closer. Let's take a look at a mysterious Bigfoot photo that's been circulating online for years. Despite its popularity, no one has been able to trace a definitive backstory. Many who repost the image admit they can't find any origin, and I tried digging myself, but came up empty. Still, the photo itself is compelling enough to examine. In the image, a brownish humanoid figure can be seen in the distance. It has broad shoulders and a lanky yet muscular build. The chest, midsection, and face appear darker, while its head is completely bald, an unusual trait for a Bigfoot, though eyewitness accounts suggest their appearances can vary widely depending on the region, the observer, in the distance from which they were seen. One key detail that stands out to experts is the arm length. The arms extend far too long to be human, and the figure is notably tall. It is difficult to accurately gauge its height from this angle and distance, but some estimates suggest it could be anywhere from 7 to 9 feet, though this remains unconfirmed. It would also be helpful to know the exact location of the photo. Judging by the trees and surroundings, it seems likely to have been taken somewhere in North America. If any new information comes to light about this image, I'll be sure to share it. And if you know anything about it that I might have missed, let me know in the comments below.